Do you remember being a kid and watching ads on TV and thinking to yourself, oh my god, I need that Mr. Frosty or that Furby or that Game Boy or whatever it was? And now when you watch those same ads back as an adult, you're like, how was this allowed? This is so manipulative. Partly this is because you've become older and wiser, but it's also down to something called persuasion knowledge. And I think persuasion knowledge explains why so many content creators feel like nothing they do works anymore. Persuasion knowledge is basically like your brain's built-in radar that gets really good at detecting when somebody is trying to influence you in any way. Every time you see advertising or marketing or watch content or read a clickbait headline, it is training your brain to spot those patterns. I think of it kind of like magic, right? If you see a magician pull a rabbit out of a hat for the first time, you're like, wow, that was amazing. But after the 100th time you've seen it, you're investigating how it's done. So think of some of the hooks that absolutely dominated in the past year, like someone at TikTok is getting fired for this, or I was today years old when I realized this thing. For a while, they worked really well because they interrupted the pattern. Now that we've seen them thousands of times, our brains are making predictions. We know that what comes next, what comes after that line is probably there to sell us something. So if you're a creator thinking, well, nothing I do works anymore, you might be right. It's not because your content is bad or your hooks are bad, it's just that your audience has evolved. So what do you actually do about this? First of all, study what genuinely stops you. Whenever you're scrolling content, like deep in your doom scroll, pay attention to the videos that get you watching past the first couple of seconds. And really try and interrogate yourself and ask why. Was it the wording? Was it the tone? Was it the curiosity? Was it the topic? Was it the emotion? Be a student of your own attention. Second of all, keep experimenting with your content. I always tell content creators that when you find something that works, double down on it. And that is absolutely still true. If something is working for you at the moment, keep rinsing that until it doesn't. But you need to leave space in your content to experiment. Just because something is working now, persuasion knowledge will probably catch up. I kind of think of content like antibiotics. If you take the same one over and over again, you're going to build up a resistance to it. And then third, learn more about behavioral psychology. Learn about content psychology, buyer psychology. And it's not because psychology guarantees views, people still have free will and agency. But psychology helps you understand why certain things attract attention, why certain things keep you watching, why certain things move you to action. It gives you the principles instead of the trends, and principles last longer. Then finally, if your content, and especially your hook, if it sounds manipulative when you're saying it, it's going to come across that way to your audience. The goal should never be to trick people into watching your content. The goal should be to make the right people genuinely curious. And I think that's why storytelling content will always continue to outperform absolutely everything else. Stories are basically impossible to copy, and that makes it fresh by definition. So if you feel like nothing you're doing is working at the minute, you are probably right. Audiences are getting smarter, and the creators that continue to win at this and continue to do well are not the ones who are using the best tricks and cheap tactics. They're the ones that fundamentally understand what good content looks like and how humans behave.